One word: arbitrage. PC component prices are wild, and getting wilder by the day. Manufacturers are trying to push terrible products on us as gamers, which is bloody annoying, because we always end up at the bottom of the pile, despite being the most reliable market. But crying and complaining isn't going to help. I'm going to do my best in this video to help you navigate this terrible PC parts market if you're eyeing an upgrade. I probably know more than your favourite YouTuber because I'm the director of a PC building company. We buy thousands and thousands of pounds of components every single day. So arbitrage, what is that? It's taking advantage of deals, specifically in business. That's jumping in when prices are good, stocking up and profiting later when the prices go up. But it's not just for business. You need it too. I'm going to illustrate that by building this PC, sharing the strategies I use to get the price to be actually somewhat decent in the context of our current market. I overpaid for the RAM, 32GB for £320. I overpaid for the storage, £105 for 1TB. It's not going well so far, is it? But these are unavoidable, and I'm not going to lie about that and tell you about some deal that's completely unobtainable. I want you to focus on the wins where you can and not get too worried when you can't. And here's where it gets interesting. Ryzen 7 7700 CPU. I saw this on Amazon at £175. I knew that was below retail, so I grabbed it. I had to wait 2 months for it to arrive from Amazon, but I made the saving. That's £25 less than a 7700X. Everything counts. And sometimes, if you don't mind a bit of AliExpress, you can get even better deals than this. There were some crazy prices on 7800X 3Ds on AliExpress recently. CPU coolers are stupidly cheap now, way cheaper than they used to be. £40 for this 240mm Thermalright, but you can get them even as low as £30 nowadays, or of course buy a super cheap tower cooler, which is fine for most AMD CPUs. Motherboards have come way down in price, although there is some rumblings about that changing soon. Today I'm using this Maxon Terminator board. It was sent over as a free unpaid sample from Desteo Tech, who are actually the official UK stockist of Maxon products, and they are worth a look, so it's linked below. But I'm talking about this board because it was free. That is my arbitrage in this situation, but obviously you as a general consumer can't do that. But as a substitute on my shelf, I pounced on these ASRock B850M Pro-A boards at £100 each, and these are nice boards with an 8-phase VRM and Wi-Fi included. Graphics is tricky. You just have to be ready to jump in on a deal. I got this Asus Prime RTX 5070 for £480, but that was back on Prime Day. Things have changed. I suggest subscribing to a deals site like Hot UK Deals or an equivalent in your country. Get some alerts set up. Choose a byte point in your mind for the GPU that you want and pounce once a deal goes live. Don't be picky about the AIB model, law of the cheapest model. So for any graphics chipset and VRAM combination, just get the cheapest variant. But be wary of the market. If prices are going up, you might not want to wait. That means you have to be realistic with that byte point. Cases. These are cheap, and my theory is we're going to see even more crazy deals on cases going forward. They're absolutely massive, they're expensive to ship, and lose the retailer's money if it sits on their shelves for too long. This Corsair 2500X was only £30 on a recent scan.co.uk sale. It's a lot of case for the money. It might actually be the best time I've ever known to buy a PC case. Power supplies, again, some crazy deals on these. You can get so much PSU for your money now. They're heavy, they're oversupplied because nobody's building PCs. That's great for anyone that needs one now because the prices are low. Today I'm using this Deepcool PL750D. Guys on the channel will know I use this all the time. I bought a bunch of these at £40 a pop. It's a heck of a PSU for the money. You've got ATX 3.1, 750 watt capacity, and a built-in 12 volt 2x6 cable. And it's cybernetic silver rated as well. It's quiet, it doesn't have any coil whine, and it looks half decent. For some presentation spark, I've got these 3 Thermalright ring fans with subtle RGB, £18 for a lot of them. And if you saw my recent case fan comparison video, you'll know my thoughts on buying expensive case fans, particularly in a market like this. So give me a sec to put all of this together into a PC, and voila, here is the completed build. It looks great in my opinion. It's not overdone, the lighting is subtle, particularly if you just set it to a static colour, and I think this has a really nice premium look. Thermals were absolutely mint on this setup, no issues at all, and the gaming performance at 1440p was very impressive. Essentially what you'd expect from the spec here. Yes, the 12 gigabytes of VRAM is a bit underwhelming, but it wasn't actually a bottleneck when settings aren't set to the absolute maximum. But I built this PC to educate about ways to save money, not to show off. So how much did I actually save, and how much worse off am I now than if I'd built this PC back in October last year? So with our side-by-side comparison of what's available now and what was available before, they're probably a bit closer than you think. So it's looking like there's around £230 to £240 difference between whether you'd bought it now or before, which might be a bit less of a difference than you'd have thought. That's actually less than 20%, or it's around 20%. We can see that a lot of that is because the CPUs have come down in price a lot, but of course the memory has become a lot more expensive, and so have the SSDs, which has eaten all of that up. In addition, the graphics card is also more expensive. So you have saved money in a few places, but overall, yes, you are definitely paying a lot more money than you would have done back in October. But it's not like we're getting up to things costing double what they used to. Still bad, but maybe not quite as bad as you might think when you bear in mind what's happened in the overall market. But there's another method if you're really savvy, and people have probably been commenting this already even though they haven't finished the video. It's the used market. Obviously, if you want to save money, buy something used. That is not a secret. That is true for everything. I buy loads of used stuff. I would never buy a new car, for example. So maybe you want to have that same treatment for your gaming PC. That's completely up to you, and everybody has their own risk tolerance with that kind of thing. You can go whatever risk level you want. You can either go for Facebook Marketplace and risk it, or you can go for somewhere like Java or CEX in the UK. These kind of places are a bit more reliable because you've got a bit of a comeback, so that's another way you can save some money. It's also important to remember that you don't need the latest stuff to have a good time. Most people are going to be absolutely fine on a DDR4 system. Something like Ryzen 5 5600 and Radeon 9060, or something earlier like a 5700 XT. People are going to be really happy with this for most of their gaming. So don't get whipped up into this YouTube thing of thinking, I need all the latest gear. You just don't a lot of the time. Most people really overestimate their hardware needs. Your turn now. Tell me your best arbitrage deals and techniques down in the comments, or if you learned something today, leave a simple thank you below and think about subscribing. Okay, bye bye.